I'm from Linear High School.
I'm Ivana.
I'm Sanya.
Obviously we're from Fairfield.
You're from Fairfield High School?
Yeah.
And what year are you in?
Year 10.
But we're going on to year 11.
Alex, Andrew, I'm Ben from Fairfield High.
Hello, Philip.
Philip?
10.
You're 10. And
Tommy Roo, age 15, Fairfield High School.
Fairfield
Oh,
High School.
Tommy.
From Alexandria Park, year 9.
I'm Richard. I'm from Alexandria Park, year 9.
Excited? My name's Bradley.
Hi Bradley, I'm Sarah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Stratford.
Oh, Stratfield.
Go on through to the room.
Yes, it's just
Students will be helping you. This is something that you have to talk to other people about, you have to ask other people about, and asking questions is an indication probably of how good you are. Students and filmmakers, professional filmmakers who don't ask are probably the ones that get left behind. When you get a problem, it's not to say, I can't do it. You have to say, how do I get around that problem? Those with experience help those with less experience, but both listen to each other, because sometimes people who've never done it before have got a kind of like a really good idea. Like when you've made a film over and over again, you do it the same way. Sometimes just listen to someone entirely new and you think, oh, think about what story ideas you might have for the film that you are going to make. There are going to be 3 films. There will be 3 production teams of 10 students, okay? And each production team will make 1 film. It'll only be a short film, about 3 minutes. Stage of film production, you come up with the ideas, you pitch the ideas, you start sort of like getting into gear really to make the film. So the assignment is for the story or narrative, which is just another word. It's sort of like gearing up, okay? And the script writers will be probably writing and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting the scripts. There is no such thing as a finished script. There's only a script that is constantly being written, and actually it's still being written right up to the very end, post-production, and it's being edited. That's again the nature of filmmaking. Kind of nothing is fixed. So pre-production will be in the first week and a little bit of the second week, from the 6th of January. So that will be week 1, okay? That then goes into production. Now production is probably, that's the filming production. That's the filming process or stage. That will probably be only 1.5 days, okay? It's always the shortest amount of time. Again, if the script and the director and the cinematographer and the set designer and everybody else decides that it's going to be shot inside a very, very tiny room, you won't all be able to see it being filmed. You go with the script. Everyone's job, cast and crew, is to interpret that script and put all your ideas, use your imagination into how you tell that story. So post-production, that's the editing. We divide the editing into the kind of the main film, another crew doing the credits and titles. Now, at the National Film, Television and Radio School, which is where I used to teach, I still do some teaching there, they've got a whole department just on credits and titles. It's becoming a really, really kind of, I think something that Australian film industry is very proud of. We do credits and titles very well. A friend of mine not long ago, but that film, Lemony Snicket, that had the most beautiful kind of credits and titles. So there's lots, well, I don't think actually in 13 days you'll probably do something quite as ambitious as the James Bond, But it is something to think about, and you can be very, very imaginative with it. And I reckon it's such a privilege to be able to make a film. Every frame, every sort of second that you have to communicate to your audience, you should think, not waste it. I mean, it really, really annoys me sometimes when you see films and the credits are so small you can't even read them. Now, because I'm from the film industry, I always sit there right through to the very end of the credits because I learn from them. Actually, I was interested to learn where the James Bond film was shot. And there was another film that I saw called When Did You Last See Your Father? And I just recognised some of the, because I used to be English before I became an Aussie, I recognised some of the places from England, and so I stayed to the very end. Now my husband, who is not a film person, he teaches journalism actually, he gets so bored and fed up with me. But I reckon that all those people have made that film, have worked hard, they kind of deserve it. I mean, it just sort of seems, I don't know, kind of rude, as I tactfully try to tell my husband, just to walk out in it. So the credits and titles will be very important. Now, I don't know who's going to be editing yet, but the fact of the matter is that post-production takes up the most amount of time of any production. I mean, that's when you think you've got it right in pre-production. Well, actually, you think you've got it right there, because you say, hey, let's go, and you think you've got it right there. You think you've got it right when you're actually filming. And then you get to post-production and your very smart editor says, look, it'd be really good if we dropped that scene, but got that scene that's at the end and put it right up to the front. I don't know why, but it works like that. Thing is, though, that the editors are going to have to be trained before they start, or they'll be spending all their time learning how to use iMovie. But in this point here in pre-production, there'll be training of the editors, okay? And I know Kathleen is going to be helping us on that. And Kathleen is joined by Alex, who is there, waving at us. And Alex is a year 11 student, 12, sorry, at Fairfield. Right, and finally, and something I think is very important about that we have to think about at every stage, and certainly up there, like, who are your films for? Who are you communicating to? You've got a great idea, but who do you want to talk to? Yeah. Your audience? Great. Now, who's your audience for these films? Teenagers, okay. Alex?
Best thing you should do, not make it for an audience, make it for a specific person.
That's a
Who
good
needs
idea.
the film? Who needs to see this film?
I mean, I had a really good example of some year 8 or 9 students, right, who had a really difficult, complex story. It was about violence and bullying in schools. And they wanted, because they like action films and so do I, but they wanted to have a lot of action and violence in the film. And they wanted to have a lot of swearing in the film. And then one of them said, well, if you do that, actually our kid brothers and sisters won't be able to come and see the film that we've made because, you know, like it'd be a rating system. They won't be able to. And so the students then all decided, oh, okay, then we won't have that bad language. What we'll do is in wide shot, that's a long way back, so we can't actually hear the words, we'll just hear anger being expressed, rather than go close up, because if you're close up, you'd expect to hear the sound, right? So they were doing what Alec was saying and thinking, right, I want my kid brother to watch my film, therefore I'm going to write it a certain way. And that's what professional filmmakers do too. So if you think the very first day, pre-production, will be voting on and talking out about the story. The last day is taken up with graduation. I hate to tell you this, guys, that leaves you 11 days to make a movie.